Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about sleep paralysis. I know I didn't give much of a heads up that I was going to hop on live. This is something that has been happening to me a little more frequently. So I started researching a little bit more on it and have been talking to other people about it. So I decided to share kind of what I've learned and what my experiences are and just kind of chat because I see that a couple of you said that you've experienced it every once in a while. Some haven't, and you're lucky. I used to not experience this, and now I notice that the more I work with my dreams and kind of explore different dream work and different types of dream healing, different things come up. But the sleep paralysis seems to be pretty common just in general. Hey Bo, thanks for watching live. Thanks for anybody who watches the replay. I remember this is kind of more a good time for people here in this group. I feel like the later I hop on here, the more people show up. Maybe because we're all night owls, and that's why you decided to join this dream group. But yeah, so for those who don't know what sleep paralysis is basically if you've ever woken up from a dream, kind of woken up, and felt like you couldn't move or talk, and you're just kind of in this state of paralysis. You just kind of feel like you're sleeping, and you feel like you can't move, talk, scream, or maybe you think you are and the voice, it's not coming out, you can't move or anything. It's pretty scary. It doesn't last too long, but it is pretty frightening, especially since for me it happens more when I am already asleep. So in the process of waking up, that little section, the little limbo section, is when the sleep paralysis happens for me. But it can happen the other way around when you're just falling asleep. So, if you get to bed and you're just drifting off, that's when it can happen. Or when you've already been asleep all night and you're about to wake up, and that can happen then. But what I find the most scariest of all is that since you're still in this limbo kind of state where you're not really woken up from your sleep or from your dreams, and you're not fully awake, you can start like hallucinating or seeing things because it's kind of meshing your dream into your waking state. So, it's not like it's actually happening, or at least I don't think, because the things I've seen were kind of creepy. It's kind of meshing between your dream, and then you're scared, so it kind of becomes a nightmare in some cases, and it can be really frightening. And especially if you can't scream or move, it's kind of like, what's going on? What's possessing me or whatever. So in a nutshell, the way that I see it is your mind wakes up before your body. So our body, as we're falling asleep, our body's getting relaxed, and it kind of does get into like a kind of paralyzed state in a sense, so that we don't act out our dream. If you have really active dreams and you're like running, or there's a lot of chasing dreams, or cooking. We're always doing something in our dreams typically, right? So in order to not act it out, unless you have like a sleepwalking issue or something, that's kind of the way the body has to protect yourself during your dreams, so you can act it out in your mind and not physically, punch whoever's next to you or whatever. So when you go through the sleep paralysis, your mind wakes up, so consciously you're like, okay, I'm awake. But then your body hasn't caught up to it, and that's when you're like, wait, why can't I move? And it only lasts a few minutes. So if you remember that, then you'd be good. So yeah, when I looked it up, just to make sure that I had everything right, it's not being able to speak or move while falling asleep or waking. They say that only lasts 1 to 2 minutes. I haven't timed it. And it can be scary when you start seeing things in between the sleep and wake world. Sometimes, and this has happened to me before, you can even feel pressure. I felt pressure on my chest. I actually felt like there was a force on me that was keeping me from not moving. And I don't know if it was kind of like my mind kind of justifying why I wasn't able to move, because I was able to see my room and everything. And it is a bit frustrating and fearful if you see these things kind of moving around. Or distorted vision, especially when you can't move. So I would love to hear any of your experiences in the comments. Whenever you hear this or watch this, or if you're live now. I don't see any comments sometimes Oh, I could wave at Bo. Wave. Yeah, sometimes the Facebook lags a bit, so if I don't see it live, I will get to it. And once again, I didn't announce that I was gonna hop on, but so I don't expect many people to be on. Yeah, so that's basically, in a nutshell, what sleep paralysis is. So when we're sleeping, we alternate between REM cycle, and NREM, NREM. So it stands for rapid eye movement or non-rapid eye movement. And so when we have the REM and the NREM, it's typically a 90-minute cycle, and that would be one cycle. And we start with NREM. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Yeah, NREM, non-REM. So we start with that, and that's when your body starts relaxing, and you start shifting into REM, and that's when there's the rapid eye movement and we start dreaming. So that's kind of like the cycle. So when you yeah, and that's when you start dreaming, even if you don't remember. I know some people say like, oh, I don't remember my dreams. Well, everybody dreams. It's, the way the subconscious kind of processes our day. I have heard situations where certain medication can stop you from dreaming or from remembering your dreams, things like that, or we've just been so, I guess it's not very common, I don't feel, maybe not common is the word, but now in this day and age, we are always rushing out the door in the mornings. We don't really train our mind to know that it's important to remember our dreams. Some people have very, very vivid dreams, so even if they rush out, they'll remember everything, and that's super cool. But I do have to actively, write in my journal that I keep on my nightstand, or talk about my dreams and things like that. So yeah, so even if you don't remember, during the REM cycle is when you're dreaming and your eyes are just like rapidly moving back and forth, even though your body isn't, and your body remains relaxed, your muscles are relaxed, and your muscles are kind of like in off mode, right, to protect ourselves from acting out our dreams. So when you're in that REM dream stage and you suddenly become aware or conscious, kind of waking up before the REM cycle ends, that's when you may notice that you're not able to speak or move, and that's when, at least I freak out, and I feel like it prolongs it more, like you're forcing it, and that's when, yeah, I mean, you're already in the sleep paralysis mode, but freaking out by not understanding what's going on. Why can't I move? We can usually like move whenever we want, right? So not having that control is really frightening. And and I would love to know like your experiences, like I said, but also what you feel. Have you seen anything? What do you think that means to you? Yeah, I mean, I'd just be curious, like what kind of symptoms or what kind of things run through your mind when this happens, because I feel like just having the awareness might make it less frightening and may make it go a little bit quicker. And I will talk about the benefits. Oh, now Facebook wants me to tag my sister. I've been saying in my other lives that I've been going live a lot today in different groups, and it just keeps telling me like, you want to tag so-and-so? I'm like, no, they'll watch it if they want. And yeah, I don't think my sister will watch this. But yeah, so a couple of things that can cause this to happen a bit more. I don't think I got anybody that says that it happens to them all the time, and I wouldn't say it happens to me all the time, but it's been happening more frequently than usual. But it can happen if you are having a lot of trouble sleeping. Well, if you're lacking sleep. So if for whatever reason you're staying up late and you're like have an early morning and you're just kind of really have like really short sporadic sleep, that can trigger it a bit more. Also, if your sleep schedule changes abruptly, that can impact it. If your stress is high, or if you have other sleep issues, or certain medications as well. And I also read that it can run in the family. It's not telling me who's on. Sonia's on. Hey, Sonia. Saw your kids struggle with this too, right? I've been talking a little bit about what sleep paralysis is. And yeah, just kind of what things can trigger it. So the lack of sleep, we do need to have our set sleep schedule. It's so important to have that kind of nightly routine where we are shutting down, so we can transition in every stage, transition from our day-to-day life, and then hearing noises from my neighbors, I guess. And then transition into sleep, and then actually, you know, sleep, relax, and wake up. So, you know, drastic changes in your sleep schedule can really affect it. Hello, dear. And yeah, also not sleeping enough. So, and I think I mentioned it can run in the family as well, which is what you were saying, right? That your kids struggle with that. So for me, I didn't really know much about sleep paralysis. Like I said, I went down like a rabbit hole because it's been happening a lot. And I've been talking to some new friends about it as well. I started hearing more about it or being more interested in it when my little sister was going through it. She was telling me, you know, basically everything that I said, you know, that she felt like she couldn't move and things like that. And it was pretty scary. So I did give her a amethyst crystal and my dream wand. So my dream wand, I don't have one with me right now, but it's pretend this is it. It's just a well, not just, but it's a selenite stick wand, and I've added amethyst chips on top of it. And so I call it a dream wand because I use it to brush my aura before bed. So if this were the wand, you just kind of brush your aura. My camera doesn't like me doing that. It doesn't like abrupt movements. So yeah, you just brush your aura. I like to do it 3 times, you know, with the intention of releasing any negativity and just kind of purifying your space, your aura, cleansing yourself before bed. She did that and it helped her because she was having it more frequently. And it started, yeah, she was spending the weekend with us, and it started happening. So I gave her these tools and she said it helped. She took it back to my parents' place, and there was only one day in the week that she didn't use the crystals for whatever reason, and that's when she started having nightmares again, and, you know, I think she had the sleep paralysis again. So I'm like, okay, that works. But I only knew it from her experience because I wasn't going through it. Now, lately, I've been going through it, and it's happened twice in the past, like, month, I want to say. In the past few weeks, it's happened twice. And then there was another one that was pretty creepy. It was like a layered dream followed by like a little bit of lucid, and then sleep paralysis, and seeing visions within my room, and it was not fun. It was not fun at all. I remember that time I woke up, went to the living room, and I'm like, I'm just gonna chill here because my room is scaring me now. But yeah, so that one was the time where I felt like a pressure on me. I felt pressure on me, and then one of my Buddha lamps, I have one down here. The Buddha lamp kind of like the face shifted, and I'm like, that doesn't seem normal. And I remember getting up from my bed. So like, I mean, it was like a combination of sleep paralysis and layered dream, because I remember getting up from my bed and seeing some things that weren't normal, and then I was back in my bed, and then something was on me, and it was not fun. But yeah, you know, a few minutes later I woke up and I was like, I'm out of there. But the last ones that happened recently is after this happened, I started talking to a couple of friends about it, that I've met locally, and they mentioned about lucid dreaming, because that's something that I've been working on and have been progressing on. See, Sonia says, I need one of those wands. Yeah, let me know. I have a couple in stock. And we can meet up. So yeah, we were talking about how the sleep paralysis can help with lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming is when you are aware that you're dreaming, you have control of your dream, so you can kind of shift it whichever way you want. And I personally want to use it for my own kind of therapy and healing, you know, all meshed into the dream healing that I do and teach about. Because if you have fears or phobias like I do, or social anxieties, then in your dream you can face these fears with confidence, because you know it's a dream and you know that everything's all gonna be okay. And then that builds that confidence in your mind, because your mind doesn't know the difference between just your imagination or reality. Let's see. What's layered dreaming? Sorry, I have like a little circle for light because I have no light here, so I have to move it. Yeah, so layered dream is when you are dreaming, you know, cool, it's just normal dream, right? And then you wake up and you're like, oh, I just had a crazy dream, and you're like, you know, acting it out or whatever, and then you realize that was a dream as well. It's kind of like peeling the different layers of dreams. So a dream within a dream, basically. And I just call it layered dreaming because you're waking up from like different stages of dreams, and it's pretty trippy. I have a story to share about that. Does it relate to this? Oh, it's all about dreams. I'll just share. So one of the things that I've been working on as well is talking to my dream characters. And I don't know, I think like I mentioned this before. I'm not sure. I've been working on this for a little bit. But the idea is that, well, it goes with the lucid dreaming. Once you become lucid and you're aware this is a dream, then the people in your dreams, you can be like, hey, what's up? What do you represent in my dream? Like, what part of my subconscious are you trying to tell me? And just a different way to just get to the source, basically, and just ask your dream characters what they represent. Now, every time I've done this, the first few times that I actually like was able to first remember that, like realize I'm dreaming and then ask them, all my dream characters would ignore me. They would turn into like just robotic people and just like leave, you know, they would just ignore me. It was like I was the dream character, you know. It was really weird and really creepy. And one of the times I had a dream with my mom, and I realized I was dreaming because it wasn't even my apartment. There was like a whole bunch of like, there was a random bathtub in a room, and it was just weird. And I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. Okay, mom, you know, what do you represent in this dream? And she ignored me. And then I woke up and she was next to me, and I was like, oh, that's so weird. I had a dream, and I was just telling her about it. And she's like, I'm like, am I still dreaming? And she's like, no, what are you talking about? And then we were just talking like normal, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh yeah, you're I'm still dreaming. I do too. You had a lucid dream a lot when you were younger. Yeah, and there's a lot of things that we can do. Am I covering up? Okay. There's a lot of things that we're more open to when we are younger, and that's why I love talking to my youngest sister about dreams, because she has such vivid dreams, and we kind of lose that when we grow up and we just are told like, oh, it's just a dream, or it's like nonsense, you know, it's like no big deal, whatever, you know, it just gets downplayed as something not important, and then we kind of lose that ability. But now that, you know, this is what I do, she's been sharing a lot about her dreams, a lot free interpretations is what she gets. And yeah, so it's really interesting to see that, you know, to see that she still kind of holds on to this ability, because, I mean, she's still pretty young, but, I mean, she's a teenager. But yeah, but we can get them back up by working on our dreams a little bit more. And yeah, so yeah, that's a little bit about layered dreams and lucid dreams. Okay, so in lucid dreaming, so I am working on it for as a different method of dream healing, and that's kind of the things that I cover in my membership, just the different things that you can do and heal within your dreams. And so lucid dreaming is something that I've been working on. So the idea with the sleep paralysis is that there is a way to induce lucid dreaming when you are falling asleep. And the idea that my friend shared was that when you're having the sleep paralysis, if you become aware, right? If you are like, realize like I am waking up from a dream, and this is why my body isn't moving, right? Hopefully this will kind of ingrain in your brain if you ever go through this again, and be able to release the fear of it. So if you're able to realize, you know, I'm just in the sleep paralysis mode, and relax your mind and kind of allow yourself to go back to sleep in that stage, kind of keeping in mind that you are going back to sleep, you are going to be dreaming, then it'll be a little bit easier, or that's the theory, I haven't tried it yet, that you'd be able to go back into a dream and already know that you're dreaming, so you can kind of control it. So that was one of the ideas. The other one was that you could be closer to astral traveling when you're in that state, again, by allowing your mind to kind of drift off again and having that intention. And astral traveling is when your astral body travels, even though your body is like here on earth in bed, and your astral body travels to different places that you can actually see without leaving your room. So yeah, those are kind of the theories behind it, and I feel like it started working, and these are the last 2 times that it's happened for me, and they were in a span of a few weeks, and it was because I, you know, had gone out, I came home. I usually need to have at least 2 to 3 hours to unwind after doing anything outside of my home, It's just the way that I transitioned. So like I went to sleep really late and I had to wake up early. So the first case, yeah, my sister was out of town and I just woke up in this sleep paralysis mode thinking or hearing her knocking because I thought that I had locked the top lock, so it could only be open from the inside, and she was trying to get in, and I was like, oh no, I locked her out, and she's trying to get in, and now I can't move. So I freaked out, and I'm like, I'm coming, you know, like trying to, I could hear her saying, you know, she's trying to get in. I'm like, I'm here, I'm trying to get up, and I just couldn't move. So that became even like worse, more paralyzing. And in that moment, I did remember that I did remember this. I'm like, okay, you're having sleep paralysis. If you relax, you'll be able to get back out of it. I relaxed for like a split second and I'm like, but she needs me. And I'm like trying to move. And then finally I got up very like dazed and confused, and you know, she wasn't here. She wasn't coming until that evening. So I feel like at least it was the first step by realizing that like, okay, just that awareness. This is sleep paralysis. Your mind just woke up before your body. It's gonna be okay, you know? So that was the first step. And then the last one that happened, I think this past weekend, my little sister was with me and I fell asleep, or I was having that sleep paralysis. And the creepy part of this, and this is the first time it happened, was one of the paintings I have in front of me, the face looked like it was moving. So right there, I'm like, oh, that's not normal. And I felt like my finger was moving. Like I could just feel it and I couldn't stop it. Like it was moving from one point to the other, pointing to one corner of my room. And my sister had fallen asleep in my room. So I was like telling her, or I thought I was telling her, like, look, my hand is moving, or like it felt like something was moving my hand. But I wasn't really saying anything. And then I heard her say like, are you okay? And I'm like trying to be like, nope, I'm not, you know? So finally she like touched my forehead and that kind of like snapped me out of it. And then I told her about it and she's like, oh, that's creepy. But I feel like maybe that would have been that stage where I could have been like possibly astral traveling or a part of me, because it did feel like it was moving, but nothing, like my hand wasn't moving. I didn't wake up pointing in one direction. So, you know, a couple of things that I'm going to experiment on and things like that. But yeah, basically just the awareness and knowing that it's okay. It's in a few minutes, you're going to wake up. Just don't fear, just knowing what's happening, you know, because I think that's the main thing. You don't know what's happening, so you freak out, and whatever you're seeing is just part of the dream meshing into your real world. So if you just relax, you'll either drift back to sleep and possibly have a lucid dream or an astral travel experience, or just knowing, you know, like I'll be able to move in a few minutes as long as I just chill out. And I think that makes it even, I mean, it makes it even worse knowing or not knowing why you can't move and feeling that way. So I hope this helped. If anybody has anything they want to share, I would love to hear and just chat about it. And I will definitely go through the comments. Let me just see if I didn't miss anything else in my notes. So yeah, basically don't fight it is what I ended on. Yeah, so yeah, in the Dream Healing membership, we're actually going to have a call on Saturday. And if anybody wants to continue exploring different dream types, we've been talking about, well, first of all, we talk about how to sleep better. That's the most important thing. And we've already covered tips on remembering your dreams. We went onto the history of dream work and the different types of dreams that there are. I think I mentioned that already. Moons and dreams, how they connect, and right now we're going through dream symbols. Of course, if there's any that I missed, you know, I'm asking the members to comment so that I can, so that I got interrupted for some reason. Yeah, so the Dream Healing membership, if anybody's interested in that, it's $32.99 a month. It covers all my courses. Just my Dream Healing course as a standalone, Facebook keeps telling me things. Just my dream healing course as a standalone was $297. So I just decided to add it to my membership along with all the other courses that I add at a really affordable price, $32.99. And it includes the community site, which has its own set of workshops, moon ceremonies, weekly card pools, and all of that fun stuff. So if anybody wants to jump on board, I will leave the link after this. I'll post the link. And we could talk about it. Every month we have a call where we'll talk about our dreams, answer any questions, but at the end of it, you'll be able to interpret your own dreams. And of course, I'll be there. Yeah, my phone is freaking out because I have no room, but I'll be there to answer any questions and help you guide you through interpreting your own dreams and through these different types of dream work and dream healing, because the whole point of it is to find the awareness within our own dreams and find our own interpretations and then do something about it when we wake up. And that's the dream healing part. If it's oils or yoga or meditation or a whole bunch of different other modalities that I cover in the community site, that's why it's included. You know, just kind of giving you the empowerment to use those 6 to 8 hours of sleep that we get every night, hopefully, that you get every night. And if you don't, then that's a great place to start. Holistic tools to helping you sleep better. Because I've also been an insomniac for a while, back in the day when I was dealing with the panic attacks, and the holistic tools really did help. The ones that, you know, the pills and the melatonin, that did not work for me. It just messed me up even more. But yeah, so okay, Facebook is just creeping out on me, so I'm just gonna end it on that. If you want more information, I will leave the link in the post after this. But I do want to invite you all to join the Saturday class. It's for the Dream members, but I'm also doing it for the public for donation to the Catherine Smith Project. I've talked briefly about it, and if you're my mailing list, you've got a little bit more info on it. They are a local non-profit group here in El Paso, Texas, and they are raising funds through holistic events and spiritual events like this. Sonia, I will send you the invite to the one we're having later this month. Hopefully you can make it. And anybody who's local, if you're interested, let me know. I'm going to be sending invites to that. But they're raising funds to take over to Black Mesa, Arizona to support the Navajo elders that don't have resources. They are struggling with their water supply, with their sheep herding, shelter, things like that. So a group of them are going at the beginning of May to help them, you know, with the water tanks and the sheep herding and things like that. I'm not able to go, so this is my contribution. All the proceedings to the Saturday class is going to be for them. So the link actually links to their fundraiser page. I'm only asking a suggested donation of $10 for this class. So the class on Saturday is going to be recorded. So if you can't make it live at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, it's fine. The next day you'll get the recording. I'm going to teach you how to make dream catchers. And we're going to talk about, I hope you guys can see this because my phone is throwing so many notifications at me. But yeah, so I'm going to teach how to make dream catchers and talk about the symbolism behind every part of the dream catcher, but also I'm going to be answering your questions. So I'm sending out an email as people sign up. And if you have any questions, just submit them and we'll be talking about, you know, any dream sleep questions you have during that class. And even if you can't make it live, I'll address your questions and I'll be sending them into to the email the following day. Oh, and on top of that, you're going to get my dream workbook and journal, and that includes the top most common dreams, crystals to use for different dream types, oils, a little bit about candle magic, exercises to help you sleep better, a section to journal your dreams. It's jam-packed with great content. If I do say so myself, I worked really hard on it. So you get that, you get the download, you get the class, you get your questions answered. It's held Saturday and it's all going to a good cause. So yeah, so I'll leave the link to that as well. It's $10 donation. If you choose to give more at $50 or more, I'm also going to include a bonus tarot reading of any question that you have with a 10 to 14 card spread. So it'll be very, very detailed, more detailed than I usually do them, because yeah, I do want to you know, help this group. I've been you know, contributing to their events as well. And yeah, I guess I'm a member now. Oh, let me move this out of the way, I guess. Sonia says, yes, I like the idea of having awareness instead of being scared. Yeah, that definitely helps. Oh, I see Katie. Hey, Katie, thanks for watching live. Oh, completely dark right now. But yeah, so the way to sign up, I'll leave the link and the instructions, and all you have to do is submit your donation, screenshot it, and send it to me with your email, because, you know, I won't get notified about that unless you do that, and then I'll send you an email with the instructions, you know, well, not instructions, just the link to the Zoom and the download. Basically, for the Dreamcatcher class, all you need is something round, something round, yarn to cover it up, and thread inside, and yeah, we'll just talk about it. And if you just want to hang out and get your supplies later, whatever, you'll have access to this video as well. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover. Yeah, I'll leave links to everything in the next post. And thank you for hanging out. Sonia, Katie, I don't know who else is left. Who else? Bo, if you're still here. And for anybody who watches the replay, feel free to leave any comments or stories. Let's chat and continue to bring awareness to these different dream kind of symptoms. So I will talk to y'all later, and hopefully I'll see you all on Saturday. And if you're local, we do have an event April 27th, so I'll share about that later. All right, have a great rest of your night, and hope nobody has any sleep paralysis tonight. All right, bye.